Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Leslie Earhart, a Public Information Officer for the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. We want to say thank you for spending a few minutes with us today to discuss new developments into the investigation concerning the wildfires in Sevier County. You're going to hear from three speakers today. First off will be Tennessee Bureau of Investigation Director Mark Gwynn. Secondly will be 4th District Attorney General James Dunn, followed by Great Smoky Mountain Park Chief Ranger Steve Closter. We ask you hold any questions until the end. Now please keep in mind that this is an active and ongoing investigation, which means we do not have a lot of additional details to offer. Director Gwynn.
Thank you. I want to start by expressing my sincere condolences to the family members of those who died as a result of these fires, as well as those who lost homes and businesses. I also want to say to the residents of Sevier County that we stand with you and are committed to making sure justice is served in this case. Since last week, TBI has been working with the National Park Service and the ATF in an effort to identify those responsible for starting the wildfires in Sevier County. Numerous hours have gone into conducting interviews and investigating this incident from every angle. I can't say enough about the National Park Service, the ATF. They've been working tirelessly since the fires began. As a result of the local, state, and federal agencies working together, we are pleased to announce that 2 people have now been charged for their role in starting the fires. Unfortunately, these 2 individuals are juveniles. I can tell you that this investigation is active and ongoing, and we still have a lot of work to do. Our promise is that we will do every effort to help bring closure to those who have lost so much. District Attorney General Jimmy Dunn will prosecute this case and has additional information on the charges that are being placed.
Thank you, Director. This morning, 2 juveniles were taken into custody by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation on allegations of aggravated arson relating to a fire that originated in the Chimney Tops area of the Great Smoky Mountain National Park on or about November the 23rd, 2016. This fire later spread to Gatlinburg and the surrounding area. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the National Park Service, and the Sevier County Sheriff's Department have conducted a joint investigation into the cause of this fire. I'd like to thank those agencies for their hard work and their collaborative effort. The juveniles are currently being held in the Sevier County Juvenile Detention Center. They are entitled to a detention hearing within the next 72 hours, wherein a juvenile court judge shall determine whether or not they will be held without bond, held with bond, or released. Due to the laws that govern juveniles and juvenile court proceedings, as well as the fact that this is an ongoing investigation, I am prohibited from discussing this matter in any more detail than I've already stated. Additional charges are being considered, and all options available to the state when dealing with juveniles are on the table, including the possibility of seeking a transfer of these juveniles to adult criminal court. I understand that you have a lot of questions. However, the law does not allow for the disclosure of additional information at this time. I ask for your patience as this investigation continues. And now I'd like to introduce the Chief Law Enforcement Officer, Cluster of the National Park Service.
Good afternoon, everyone. I, like the TBI, want to first begin by expressing my condolences for all the families that have lost loved ones in this tragic event in Gatlinburg this past Monday. I also want to thank everyone who responded to the National Park Service tip line. The public was critical in responding to that tip line and giving the investigators something to work with. The tip line had approximately 40 tips with just a few minutes after going online. So number one, I want to thank the public, but just as important, I want to thank the agencies that assisted the National Park Service. We could not have done this investigation or come to this conclusion without the assistance of the TBI, the District Attorney's Office, the ATF. I was continually getting provided information from the Gatlinburg Police Department that I would relay to these investigators behind me here. So, due to the wide range of jurisdictions that the fire event spanned on Monday, November 28th, it was decided a joint investigation comprising of local, state, and federal agencies would be the best course of action. And because of that, I think that's the reason we have identified 2 individuals today. Also want to reinforce that normally most cases inside the National Park Service are handled in federal court, but the U.S. Attorney's Office was consulted and has deferred prosecution to the District Attorney's Office at this time. That's why it will be handled by District Attorney's Office here in Sevier County. Thank you.
Okay, we'll open it up to a few questions at this time. Kim, go ahead.
Did the tip line lead directly to the 2 arrests?
I can't comment on that.
I know they're juveniles. Can you release their ages, and if they are transferred to adult status, do we know if homicide charges could be possible?
We cannot release their ages, but I'll refer the other half of the question to General Dunn.
As I addressed earlier, everything is on the table. And we'll be continuing our investigation on that. I would like to tell you this, though, that it says it's an offense for a person to intentionally disclose or disseminate to the public the files and records of the juvenile court, which includes the child's name and address, and that's why we're limited in the information that we give.
Mr. Dunn, you said
Yes.
additional charges are being considered. Can you itemize what those could possibly be?
Everything is on the table.
Female, male for the subjects?
Yes.
One of each?
Can you tell us if they were local from Sevier County or?
They are not from Sevier County.
Can you give us a state anywhere, where they are from?
Residents of the state of Tennessee.
Can we talk at all about the circumstances, including there was conversation about a video that had surfaced over the last week. Was that in connection with this, or can you tell us if they turned themselves in after the investigation heated up? Can you tell us any circumstances about how they were tracked down?
It's all part of our investigation.
Do you believe there are any additional people out there that you're still looking for?
As I said earlier, everything's on the table. We don't know.
Were these
Yes,
two
yes.
were these 2 juveniles at the forefront all along?
That's part of our investigations.
Are the 2 juveniles related?
That's part of our investigation.
Are they in school, out of school?
That's part of our investigation.
Were they with their parents at the time? Were they just here alone?
That's part of their investigation.
As we mentioned earlier, the investigation is active and ongoing, so we cannot release any more details at this time. We appreciate you coming out and spending a few minutes with us. Thank you.
Again, everyone, that news conference just wrapping up here at the Sevier County Courthouse, and as you just heard from DA Dunn, everything is on the table, being pretty tight-lipped at this point concerning information regarding the two juveniles, not releasing age, even gender at this point. The only thing we do know, two juveniles from Tennessee, but not from Sevier County. Again, they encouraged us from the very beginning to be patient, saying that because this involves juveniles, that few details will be released at this point. We do know there will be a hearing within the next 72 hours, and at that point they could decide